There is a force within you that no one ever taught you how to use, yet you've used it every single day of your life. You've used it to build your beliefs, shape your relationships, define who you are. And you didn't even realize it. It's not your thoughts, not your feelings. It's your words. Every word you speak is not just a sound. It's a vibration, a signal, a command sent out into the invisible fabric of reality. Ancient mystics knew this. The first lines of the Bible declare, "In the beginning was the Word." Egyptians believed that Thoth spoke the universe into existence. Hindu sages chanted mantras to align the body with cosmic truths. The Gnostics saw language as a bridge between spirit and matter. What if your voice is not just a form of expression, but a tool of manifestation? What if you are coding reality with every sentence you say? Today, we're not just talking about affirmations or positive thinking. We're going deeper into the lost science of sacred sound, the neurological patterns of language, and how your daily speech might be programming the very life you live. If your world feels chaotic, maybe your language is chaotic. If your life feels heavy, maybe your words are heavy. If you want to change your world, start by changing your words. Because you are not just a speaker, you are a creator. Long before books, religions, or modern science, the ancients revered the power of the spoken word. In ancient Egypt, Thoth, the god of wisdom, was believed to have created the universe not with tools or hands, but by speaking it into existence. The spoken word was considered a magical force. To name something was to call it into being. The Hebrews believed that the name of God was so powerful, it couldn't even be uttered aloud. In Hindu tradition, the sound Om is considered the primordial vibration from which all creation emerged. The Gnostics believed language was the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the spiritual blueprint that reality follows. These weren't just poetic beliefs, they were technologies of creation, encoded into ritual, symbol, and speech. Even shamans, across countless cultures, understood this. Their chants, songs, and spoken blessings were seen as more than ceremony. They were ways to shift reality. The right word, spoken at the right time, could heal a wound, summon a vision, or ward off death. To speak was to cast a spell. That's why we still call it spelling. But the deeper truth was this. Words weren't just tools, they were forces, invisible currents of energy shaping the seen world. Fast forward to today, we've forgotten this wisdom. We throw words like stones into the sea without watching the ripples they create. We say things like, "I'm so unlucky," or "I'll never make it," and wonder why those things become true. But ancient wisdom reminds us, language is not descriptive, it's generative. It doesn't just reflect your world, it builds it. What have you been building with your words? Every word you speak carries a frequency, and every frequency affects the field of energy around you. This is not just mysticism, it's physics. In the world of quantum mechanics, everything is vibration. Atoms, cells, thoughts, all oscillate at specific frequencies. And when you speak, your vocal cords vibrate and send waves into the physical and energetic space. Think of it like throwing a stone into water. Your words are the stone. The ripples, that's the unseen impact your language has on your body, your emotions, your relationships, your reality. Consider the groundbreaking experiments of Dr. Masaru Emoto. He exposed water to different spoken words and then froze the water under a microscope. The crystals of water that had been exposed to positive words like love or gratitude form stunning, symmetrical patterns, while those exposed to words like hate or fear formed chaotic, broken shapes. Your body is nearly 70% water. What do you think your words are doing to your cells? Then there's somatics, the science of visible sound. When sound frequencies are played through a metal plate covered in sand, the sand forms geometric patterns. Change the frequency, the pattern changes. This shows how sound can organize matter. So what if your words, your most frequent and emotionally charged sounds, are shaping the field of matter around you in real time? Modern neuroscience adds another layer. Words change your brain. Studies show that positive speech activates the prefrontal cortex, the area linked to happiness and planning. Negative speech activates the amygdala, triggering fear, stress, and survival mode. This means your words aren't just emotional, they're biological. You're chemically altering your state with every sentence. And it goes even deeper. According to quantum physics, the observer effect states that observing a particle changes its behavior. But how do we observe? Through language, through naming, through description. When you say, "This is who I am," or "This is my life," you're locking those particles into position. You're fixing potential into form. Words are spells, frequencies, biological triggers, quantum tools. The science is catching up to what the mystics have always known. Your language is not passive, it is creative. So the next time you speak, remember, you're not just making sound, you're casting frequencies into the matrix of reality. We all speak thousands of words a day, but the most powerful ones are the ones no one hears. They're the ones you whisper to yourself when no one is around, the ones you repeat silently in your mind, the words that shape your inner world. This is your inner dialogue, and it might be the single most important force in your reality. Your thoughts become language, and your language becomes structure, not just of sentences, but of beliefs, actions, and identity. Science shows that we're constantly narrating our experiences internally. We interpret events through the lens of language. That was my fault. I'm not good enough. This always happens to me. These aren't just opinions. They're instructions. They become internal commands that the brain and body obey. Imagine this. Every time you silently say, "I'm tired," your body begins to align with fatigue. When you say, "I can't," your neurons begin to suppress the circuits for possibility. But when you say, "I am learning," "I am growing," or "I am becoming," the brain begins to build new maps, new connections, new energy. The words you speak to yourself are writing code. And like any code, it can be edited. This is where transformation begins, not with external changes, but with linguistic shifts inside you. Affirmations, when done with presence and belief, are not delusions. They are counterspells against decades of internal programming. The inner critic, the wounded voice, the fear-based narrator, they've all been speaking for years. But you have the right to re-author the story. Start small. Change, "I always mess up," to "I'm learning from every experience." Change, "I hate my body," to "I'm building a loving relationship with myself." Change, "I'll never get there," to "every day I get closer." Each shift is a new command to the subconscious mind. Each phrase a new path in the mental forest. Your subconscious doesn't distinguish between a joke and a spell. It reacts to repetition, emotion, and imagery. So make your words vivid, make them true, not by evidence but by decision. Reality doesn't wait for your beliefs to be confirmed. It responds to the code you run. So run the language of expansion, run the syntax of empowerment, Speak to yourself like someone you deeply respect, because you are the architect of your internal universe. And remember, the most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you're having with yourself. Words are more than labels. They are creative commands. When spoken with clarity and conviction, they don't just describe your reality, they generate it. In nearly every spiritual tradition, sacred language is central to transformation. In Christianity, prayers are spoken aloud to manifest divine will. In Buddhism, chants are used to cultivate inner states. In esoteric schools, invocations, decrees, and affirmations are considered energetic technologies. Why? Because intention plus vibration is creation. But we've become careless with our words. We talk to fill silence. We speak on autopilot. We recite stories about ourselves that we no longer want to be true, and yet we keep energizing them with our voice. Speaking with intention is about waking up. It's about realizing that every sentence is a spell, and you're the magician. The phrase, "I am," is the most powerful prefix in language. Whatever follows it, you're commanding into being. I am tired. I am not good at this. I am stuck. These phrases are not just updates, they are orders to the universe. Imagine switching those to, I am learning. I am becoming more skilled. I am moving forward. These are not lies. They're directional energies. They're decisions about where your focus and thus your life is going. Even casual language can be recoded. Instead of, I have to, say I get to. Instead of, this is killing me, say this is challenging me. Instead of, that's impossible, say I haven't figured it out yet. Words are doors. Each one opens a different future. When you speak with reverence, your world becomes sacred. When you speak with love, your relationships shift. When you speak with vision, your life begins to align with purpose. This doesn't mean you ignore pain, fear, or doubt, but you choose to speak about them with awareness, not as victims, but as authors of meaning. Speaking with intention isn't performance, it's alignment. It's using language like a sculptor uses clay. Every sentence shapes the unseen. Every word lays the path ahead. So before you speak, ask, is this language expanding me or shrinking me? Is it rooted in truth or habit? Is it programming the future I desire or reinforcing the one I fear? Your words are the seeds. Your reality is the garden. Speak wisely. Speak boldly, because the universe is always listening, and it responds to those who speak like they mean it. Let's make something clear. Your words don't just shape reality, they are reality. The universe does not respond to wishful thinking. It responds to resonance, to clarity, to frequency, and language. Your language is the delivery system. The ancients believed that to name something was to give it life. In Hebrew, the word for word also means thing. In many indigenous cultures, the spoken name of a being is its essence. Now think about this. You are the only being in your life who speaks your truth into the world every single day. You're not just a character in the story. You're the narrator. You are the one assigning meaning, value, identity through your voice. And here's the most important truth. You are not just using the code. You are the code. Every cell in your body responds to your voice. Every intention you speak out loud aligns the field around you. Every phrase you repeat becomes a neural path and eventually a physical path. You are the author of your identity. You are the spellcaster of your circumstances. You are the one who decides what your world is made of. So what will you speak into being? When you say, "I am here for a reason. I am not afraid of my own power. I speak truth, and truth speaks through me." You're not just being poetic, you're issuing new commands to the system. You're upgrading the source code. And yes, the world may push back. Old stories will echo, doubt will whisper, but your voice can rise above it, not by shouting louder, but by speaking clearer. This is not about magic words. It's about intentional presence. It's about owning your voice as a sacred force. So speak as if the universe is listening, because it is. Speak as if you are the author, because you are. Speak as if your words carry light, because they do. Reality is not something that happens to you. Reality is something that responds to you. And when your language becomes conscious, your world becomes sacred. So from this moment forward, speak with truth, speak with courage, speak with creation in your breath, because you are not just a participant in this life. You are its composer, its coder, its voice, and the world around you is waiting for your next word.